What do the CIA and Indonesian women have in common? They share the concept of plausible deniability. And if you don't know what it is, I will explain it later in this video. But first, here's a story. A few years ago, I was dating a girl in Bali. As a matter of fact, I met her on an online dating site. I remember we had a quick video chat, and she wanted me to visit her in the mall she was working at the time. So I went there, I went inside the mall, I met up with her, you know, she was working. It was very funny actually. And we chatted a little bit because she wanted to see me, you know, she wanted to see if I'm real. And that took maybe only 10 minutes, and then we agreed, okay, we continue meeting each other. And that was the time when I then had to change hotels, and I moved from the southern part of Bali into the northern part. And in the morning before I left, I remember we had a quick video chat as well, and she asked me whether she could join me in my travels. And I was a little bit surprised and also a little bit suspicious because, you know, she moved too quickly for my taste, you know, because we didn't really have a real date yet, you know. But anyway, because she insisted she wanted, and I found it a little bit strange, but anyway, so I agreed, you know, she came to my hotel, we hopped into the taxi and we drove to Ubud, actually in the center of Bali. And we arrived at my hotel, I checked in, we had some lunch outside, then I brought her back to my room. I didn't have any let's say bad intentions or anything, right? I just, you know, thought, okay, let's chat with her a little bit. But then, you know, things happened, and they happened quickly, and you know what I'm talking about. We ended up in bed, and then the rest is history. And this is what I want to talk about in this video. Are Indonesian girls really so innocent as they mostly pretend to be? You know, and here's where this concept of plausible deniability comes into play. What is plausible deniability? It's a concept actually named by the CIA a few decades ago. This concept already exists a long time, but plausible deniability is the CIA agents at the time, they used it to, it's withdrawing of information from their superior, so that at a later stage, once certain very delicate information becomes public, so their superior don't know nothing about it, and they can deny the facts, they can deny all these things which apparently happened, because they can claim, I didn't know about anything about this, you know. So, and this concept also is the girls use here in Asia, not only in Indonesia, but you know, my latest videos are about dating in Indonesia. So, but of course, this concept of plausible deniability also applies definitely to the Philippines, it applies to Thailand, it applies basically to all, at least Southeast Asian girls, women, or conservative cultures, probably even in South America. So, and the guys, those of you who are dealing with these girls, you know what I'm talking about. But I will explain it for the newbies, because it's not only interesting, but also very important to understand the dynamics behind it, because the dating in Western countries is a little bit different. You know, our women in the Western world, they are a little bit more open and outgoing. They also might take the lead and the initiative, you know, they signal what they want, so it's much easier for us also to adopt, you know, and to read the body language and to discern and this and that, you know. But here in Asia, it's really tricky, and in Indonesia, it's even trickier, you know, because of the conservative culture and things like that. So Indonesian women by nature are very, very passive and shy. And this is the first thing you need to know and understand. These girls are very passive. What happened with this girl in Bali when I brought her to my room? She did not suddenly attack me and, you know, wanted to make love with me. No. It's hard to put into words, but when you are dealing with an Indonesian girl, you get a certain feeling how the chemistry is between you and her, right? And you will get a feeling if you have a chance to take things further to the next level. You just have that feeling. You guys know what I'm talking about. You just know, okay, there is a chance to move things to the next level. And so that was the case in my situation at the time. I knew something could work out in my favor. So I was kind of leading the situation, and this is what you have to do with these girls. You have to lead. Because if you don't lead, they don't do anything. Because they want to hide behind this plausible deniability. Yeah? I will explain it to you later, what I'm talking about. So when you bring your girl to your hotel or to your room and she agrees, then this is already a good sign for you to know that she also is maybe open to a certain, let's say, sexual encounters later. Because an Indonesian woman knows when she follows you to your hotel room, she is not stupid also. There you can assume that she also has certain intentions in mind, you know, and she also needs that excuse, right, that you invite her to your room, because later she can say, no, he invited me to his room and I had no bad intentions, nothing, you know, and things like that. So we need the discretion, because you don't want to hit on a girl in public, especially not in public, not only because she would feel very shy because her English level is not very well developed, but also she don't want to be seen as as a slut, basically, you know. That's why I also recommend the online dating sites first here in Indonesia, yeah, to get in touch with these girls. They want discretion, they need discretion. And yeah, I mentioned this already. So once you brought her to your room, or I brought that girl to my room, then you need to start to take the initiative. You need to lead. It's like one thing leads to another. I cannot give you a script here, but I think you understand what I mean, right? Because if things really happen later, she can claim, oh, it was just an accident, things happened, you know. Another story I want to share with you. Many years ago, when I worked and lived in Hong Kong, I did a video about this already, about my ex-girlfriend who was brought to jail because she overstayed her visa. So, you know, at the time I was a bachelor and I enjoyed my life. Yes, I had this girlfriend. She was from Indonesia. And now she was in jail. And at the time I didn't know where she actually was, where her whereabouts was. So another friend of her contacted me. Her name was, let's call her Inda. Okay, she called me. She had my number, I don't know. And she wanted to know where my girlfriend is, because these two girls were best friends. So I also thought, I don't know, nothing, blah, blah, blah. So we agreed to meet in the shopping mall. So I met Inda, her, the best friend of my girlfriend, in the shopping mall, and we met for the first time, and we wanted to discuss what is our strategy now to find out where my girlfriend is, you know. And eventually we agreed to go to my apartment because we wanted to talk and to discuss, you know. The only thing I remember is that I must have picked up pretty quickly what Inda's real intention were. And I could read and notice her signals, and she was interested in me, not only in talking. She wanted the real action, you know. And it was kind of strange, because at this moment of time, I still was kind of together with my girlfriend, you know. But you know, I was young, I needed the money, and I enjoyed my life. So we ended up also in my bedroom later, and that's what happened, you know. And a little side note, I have to mention this. Actually, I shouldn't, but I will mention this. This girl, Inda, she had her menstruation, but she didn't tell me. I, of course, found out later, you know, about the mess, you know, and I was upset about this. So why didn't she tell me? But there you can see how desperate she was to get into action with me. That was very funny in hindsight. And that was a similar kind of scenario. She probably was interested from the beginning, probably from the first moment we met. And she had, her intentions were clear. So now how does she, or how did she get the things done, you know? So it's like it's a dynamic, you know. Of course, I agreed to take her home. I don't even remember if she suggested to go to my place. Maybe she suggested that, you know. This is how these girls work. They suggest something, you know. Even if you have no intentions in mind, you are probably willing to adopt to her suggestion. So this is how they play. They lead you in a very subtle way. They might suggest things to you, and then you agree. Or the other scenario is you really want to, let's say, have sex with that girl, and then if she starts to suggest things to you, then you know she is also into that, and then you just let it happen, you know. And and then one thing will lead to the other thing, you know. It's this famous example, like, do you want to see my stamp collection, you know? And if I'm not mistaken, I think some guys, they even did this, you know. It really worked for them, you know. It's funny, it's silly, it's stupid, but it works. Do you want to see my stamp collection, you know? Even you don't have a stamp collection, the girl will say yes, most likely, if she's interested, you know. Even she knows that's bollocks, that's nonsense. She might even know you don't have a stamp collection, but that's the excuse for her. That's the excuse she needs to get intimate with you later in your room, in your apartment, or wherever, you know. Because, and even you have a stamp collection. Let's pretend you or I show her my stamp collection. You know, I brought my stamp collection all the way from Germany because I'm a stamp collector, you know. I'm a fanatic, you know. And so I show her my stamp collection, you know. And then suddenly, I don't know, I drop my book to the floor, and then she wants to help me pick up, then suddenly we start kissing already. You know, these kind of things, you know what I'm talking about. So this is how she later will explain to her girlfriends how things develop, because of course her girlfriends also know what's going on, and they know about her whereabouts, you know, because she will text them where she's going now, also for safety reasons, right? And then later they want to know, how did it go? Tell me what was going on, and then did you have sex, and blah blah blah. And then she will not deny it, but she will frame it in a certain way, right? So this is very important for these girls, this plausible deniability, because of their culture. They don't want to be seen as sluts or bitches. In their culture, the man takes the initiative. Even the girl wants sex desperately. The girl will never say it to you, or will suddenly drop her clothes, yeah, or anything. She will do certain things, and you need to be smart enough to pick up these signals. But when you understand these dynamics, you can play into this. You can just let things happen, lead one thing to another, and then just pretend to take the initiative and take the lead, just to make her feel more secure and comfortable, because at the end of the day, she can use this then to protect or save her own face, you know, her own dignity, and then she don't need to feel guilty about anything, right? So this is very important for this girl, for this woman, right? To just turn the tables on him and say, no, I just went to his room, we wanted to have a talk, a chat, and then things happened, you know, it's not my fault. Suddenly, you know, this guy slipped on the bathroom floor, and I landed on his dick, you know, things like that. Very funny. So this is what I wanted to talk about today. Indonesian girls, if they want to find a way to get intimate with you, they will find a way, trust me. And they also will make their social rules and cultural rules suddenly not make count anymore. This is all you need to know. But of course the interesting part is to learn about the subtleties of the interpersonal interaction when you're dating an Indonesian girl, an Indonesian woman, to get a sense for that, to develop the sensitivity about the body language, the hints she drops or might drop to you, to discern properly what she is up to. This is what I mean. That's why I'm doing this video. It's way more delicate and way more subtle than in Western countries, I find, you know, because I also dated Western women, of course, in previous years, so now I can compare how things work. So this is the only thing you need to understand. These women are very passive and they expect you, they want you to take the lead, because later they can cover it up, they can hide behind that fact, and they don't need to feel guilty, you know, they can give you all the blame, so to speak. In other words, it's called the plausible deniability. Of course, every woman is a little bit different, you know. Some Indonesian women are a little bit more outgoing, then you have very shy women. So this is up to you to figure out. I hope I could explain this concept clearly to you, and I hope you understand what it's now all about. And again, that also applies in the Philippines, for example. You know, Filipinas are very shy also. They actually expect that you do the first step. You approach the girl first, you start talking to her, you start sending the messages, you know, and then eventually you are the leader. You are leading all the way, you know. For those of you who never been to Indonesia or the Philippines, because it can get confusing. I know of guys who got really confused, and it happened to me also, you know. It happened to me 2 years ago in Vietnam with my first girlfriend I met about 2 years ago. Same thing. Now in hindsight, I got it, you know. We met, we dated, we had some coffee, we had some dinner, we had a few dates. And then one day I remember I was at home, I was chatting with my friend, you know, doing a video call. Suddenly this girl texts me, she asking me whether she can stay overnight at my place. I was really surprised. I mean, I liked the idea, you know, but I was very surprised, you know, because she was moving very fast. That's a topic for another video. I will make another video about this, you know, how Vietnamese women actually can move very fast, you know, if they want. But she came up with the story, you know, her parents are at a birthday party at some other village, and she lost her key at home. She cannot enter her apartment now or her house, so she has no way to go back to her house now, because the keys are not with her and her parents are far away. So she asked me if she can stay with me. I said, of course, baby, you can stay with me. And then she came. And of course, we were in the beginning of our relationship. So I also was a little bit, I was not so much, let's say, trained with Vietnamese women. So I was shy also, you know, I was insecure a little bit. I didn't know what to do. At the end, nothing happened, long story short. And I remember she took no initiative at all. She was not taking any lead. But now I know she wanted me to start to take action and to lead and to start all the initiative and stuff, you know, and that's why nothing happened, because I didn't do anything. So, and that frustrated me, to be honest, at the time. Even I knew better from other countries already, but you know, every country is also a little bit different, but I was really frustrated, you know. I really was thinking, hey, what's wrong with this girl? She's asking me to stay at my place. I didn't bring her here. I didn't invite her here. I didn't kind of manipulated her to come to my place. No, she wanted to stay overnight with me. And I mean, if you stay overnight with your boyfriend, you know what it means, right? But nothing happened. I was really pissed, you know, actually in the morning. I said, what the fuck, you know? But yeah, so for those of you who are new, don't get frustrated. You need to understand the dynamics behind it. You need to understand the culture, why these women behave like that. It's for their own protection. It's all about face saving and protecting their purity and virginity or whatever. And so, but when you understand that, then you can work it in a different way. With that being said, I'm checking out for today. Looking forward to your comments as usually. And yeah, let me know. I'm interested to receive comments from guys who had similar experiences, plausible deniability, or even guys who, I don't know, were confused, frustrated. Same thing what happened to me. So let me know in the comment section, and then I'm gonna see you in one of my next videos. Take care, bye bye.